We Are Arcade.com presents the Anime UK podcast with the SSRS.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りいたします。
You're listening to the Anime UK show presented by Alex, Aisha, Oren and Harriet.
Featuring news, reviews and discussions from the world of anime, manga, gaming and otaku culture.
Anime UK is brought to you by wearearcade.com. You can find us there every Friday.
You can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Anime UK Show, as well as subscribing to us on iTunes and YouTube. Don't forget to rate, comment and keep sending us your lovely questions. And we're back with episode 23 of Anime UK Show. And I'm Aisha, your host, with Alex and Harriet. And we're going to be talking about 4 new animes that we've seen this week. Starting off with Yamishibai, Japanese Ghost Stories. I have to say, I straight away picked this because purely ghost stories. I love this kind of thing. And
oh, yes.
It was only under 5 minutes as well, which was the added bonus. And because no one likes a long, really slow-paced thriller, so I was quite pleased with this. Just to give you a gist, it's basically folktales from Japan, and it's in a narrative format to explore kind of occult history from Japan. And the techniques used were kind of like Kamishibai, which is a traditional storytelling technique inspired by artistic usage of paper figures and scrolls. So the way the art was, it was pretty much moving bits of paper, which was also important to the story, as this particular story was about a lot of talismans to get rid of evil spirits. So we follow this guy. He's moved into a new flat, and he keeps finding these talismans on the ceiling, and at the same time he then notices this woman from across the building staring continuously, a bit like, you know, The Grudge, you know, the long hair, kind of traditional
white dressing gown.
Yeah, exactly. And pretty much he's really paranoid about it, and he's always saying to his friend, "Oh, can you come home with me? There's this really creepy lady who keeps staring at me." And he keeps pulling the talismans off, but for some reason the talismans keep reappearing. And then just one night he's just coming there and he's like, "Oh, for God's sake, all these talismans under the tape." He's just taking the talismans off, and then suddenly the lady's in his room, like, staring at him. And
jump scare.
Yeah, literally, that was just out of nowhere. But he calls the police, and the lady gets taken away, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, that crazy lady was there." And he's like, "Oh, okay, fine, going back, everything's fine now." Then he finds a whole new bunch of talismans under the table. This time he starts ripping them off, and then suddenly there's a whole, like, group of ghosts around him, and it ends on that.
It's probably like the family that was there before, I'm guessing.
Perhaps, but they don't really give us much detail about any backstory or anything, so it just ends like that. You're just like, huh? What happened? I really liked the ending sequence, actually. I liked the kind of eerie music with the little jukebox in the middle, and then...
It sounded like Miku. It sounded like a Vocaloid.
Yeah, it was really mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably not, but it kind of reminded... I think the way they altered the kind of playing of the music, that's probably... It's not synchronized voice, but it sounded that way, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I did like it. I thought it was really... I think it's the perfect kind of story. If when they release more episodes, I don't know how many they're going to be, but a dark room, just in complete darkness, watch it, and that's the perfect way, I think, to watch it. I watched it when it was like 12 o'clock at night, and I thought, geez, especially that jump scare with the woman, I thought, perfect.
And for just like under 5 minutes as well. It's a shame. I would have preferred, I would have liked a lot more detail. Like, even if they'd done it for like 10 minutes long, I would have loved it. But I mean, it was good just as, like you said, for the jump scares. Alex, what did you think?
I didn't mind it, but I was a little bit disappointed with the ending. I was actually expecting something more horrific to happen. I was so used to having jump scares that are literally just heart destroying. Just you sit there and have a panic for 5 seconds, and this was just, oh.
I think it's probably one of those ones that it makes you think what could have happened afterwards.
Yeah, you make your own mind up.
Yeah, like the imagination of the brain kind of thing.
No, I think it's just because it kind of dragged it out for so long. I was expecting the woman to do something, but in the end, I was quite surprised she just got arrested. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, what's the plot twist?
I know the second one involves a hospital, because I watched a bit of it quickly, and because I didn't understand it, I just skipped through it, so I saw the ending, I didn't get it, but obviously when it's subbed, you'll understand it more, but I think that's also another one that's left unresolved, so like the end of the first one, you think, oh, what could have happened? But I don't know. Hopefully it'll be subbed sometime soon.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed that. Yeah, I hope the next one will be out sub soon. Yeah, if we go straight to the next one, which was Fairy Tail X-Rave. Oh, don't we love a little bit of, you know, friendly competition, having two animes integrating into one?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about it, Harriet?
Well, it's basically what it says on the tin. It is Fairy Tail crossed with Rave Master, and I think a lot of people, that's, as we talked about how to get into animes, Rave Master was another one that they showed in the UK, but sadly they cancelled the series here, so the only way for you to watch it was either to get the DVDs, excuse me, or read the manga, and so it's basically a crossover of the characters of Fairy Tail and Rave Master. Basically, Lucy and Natsu are out looking for this, as they described, a lady with big boobs, has the wears the style of clothing they have, and has two like staffs that they use to attack. Now, what they do is they get it crossed with Ellie, who is from Rave Master. But it turns out it's not her at all. But it's quite good how they kind of interacted, like Lucy with Ellie and Natsu with Haru interacted. Obviously, they're created by the same person, so...
That's allowed, yeah.
Yes, that's allowed. So the similarities were just amazing. Though I will have to admit, I forget the guy who got naked halfway through the show. That was very funny. I will admit, I do know a Fairy Tail. I do know of Rave Master, but I haven't watched both of them into full detail. I probably know Fairy Tail more than I do Rave Master, so I knew of the characters. I think this is... it was a good episode. I don't know if they're carrying on with it, but I'd say it was a dream come true for fans of both the show, because the way that they scripted it out, it worked really well. So each of the characters who look like each other, like Ellie, Lucy, and Natsu. And
yeah, the facial expressions.
Perfect, yeah. And I'm trying to think what my favourite sequence was of that. I think the secrets... Oh, Ezra, when she turned up, she was quite funny. You know, the girl in the bunny suit.
Oh, she cracked me up. She was like, you're such troublemakers. And they're like, but you're the one who's caused all the trouble. Literally. Oh.
But yeah, she, you might have seen, have you seen Fairy Tail?
Bits. I'm not hardcore.
No, because I like how the way she switched when that jelly wanted to squish against her, and then she put her armour on straight away. I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah, because in the ending sequence, they show her in the armour, and I was a bit like, is that the bunny suit girl? Her boobs aren't big enough, clearly. They've chibied her up.
That's it, yeah, because that's her main attack is armour. There's quite a few versions of her. Lucy's the same. It's not like a generic anime character where they wear the same clothing. She wears different outfits for all the different battles, which is really good. So that's why there's so many different versions of Ezra and Lucy. I'm not sure Natsu does. I think his costumes changed. He had one sleeve on and one sleeve off in this one, but usually he's sleeveless shirts. So there you are. There's another cosplay for you. The other one is obviously basically to show the tattoo that they're part of the Fairy Tail team. But I liked a little bit how they explained their side of, like, when the enemy came along, like their versions of, they use this and they use that. I did remember that from Rave Master, I will admit, because I've only seen one or two of the episodes. But yeah, I really liked it. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to carry on with it, but I kind of hope they do. but maybe they're not. I think they kind of left it on a good note, to be honest.
I hope they do some future continuations of this, actually, because I thought it was great fun. Even if you're not a fan, it was quite entertaining to watch. Alex, what about you?
I remember reading Raven Master a while ago, so my brain, I kind of try to remember what actually happened in the middle series. But yeah, I actually had a lot of fun watching this. So I was just kind of, for five seconds, I was like, why are the characters? What's going? Oh, I get it now. So yeah, I didn't mind it, but I didn't know much about either series, so I didn't realise what was going on half the time. So, but it was fun to watch. All the characters were just mental at times. Yeah.
Right, so if we go to the next one, this one was really interesting. Kick-Heart. Alex, I believe you found out loads of interesting info on this one.
Yeah, Kick-Heart was a Kickstarter project by Production IG, a animation company, and they asked they had a small team, and they said, okay, we need money to make this little short movie film. Give us, say, a pledge of $150,000, and we'll make it, and we'll give you a digital download of the film, depending on like how much you back us with. And yeah, it's only they got the money in the end, obviously, because they made the film. But yeah, it's interesting. They only had, I think it was 4 main staff members working on it. It's only a small team. But yeah, it's a fun little mini thing. It's the story is about a pro wrestler called Maskman M. We don't really know much about him other than he loves wrestling, and I think he's saving up money for an orphanage run by a bunch of nuns.
Yeah.
And it turns out he's not very good at that because he's not a very good wrestler, not a popular one. And there's a really popular wrestler called, is it Mistress S?
Lady in Red.
Yeah, she was, I found the name's hilarious. It's obviously an S&M joke.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, he's an M and she's an S, if that's the joke, if anyone noticed that one. But yeah, it's kind of like a mini love story and a little story about how they learn about each other. And yeah, you just watching it was fun. The animation is really odd. The opening confused me a little bit because it didn't look right.
It looked like it was coloured in, like
it
with
looked
felt
like
tips.
It was like it was animated by a little kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on here? And then I saw the animation. I was like, oh, it's actually quite nice. But at first I was like, yeah, this looks a bit cheap. But the story, it's a good one. It's colourful, it's fun, it's short. The story's simple, so anyone can just kind of jump in and go, oh, yeah, okay. And there's little jokes here and there which are quite funny, like the names.
It reminded me a little bit of, was it Nacho Libre, the one that Black did? Just only because he was a wrestler and the female was a nun. It just made me laugh. I just thought, oh. And the music was quite funky. I really liked it. It was very, had a bit of an Eastern touch, quite funky. And then, the animation style, they didn't focus on how pretty it looked because it was all about the wrestling, and they focused more on the muscle lines. I think Oren would have really liked this show on a design point of view. Yeah, and because the colours, you could see the movement of the emotions around their heads and stuff, which was really interesting.
I was just laughing at the first scene with the tag team thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the fat woman is like, what?
Yeah. Do you know what? There were so many things that they were doing, and it looked so sexual. Some of the moves and the one bit where Mrs. M was like, so is this what you expected it to be? So, you might as well go back to your fantasy than be here because you can't take it. And I was a bit like, what's she trying to say? She's got him in a freaking headlock in her thighs of steel, and oh my god.
That tends to happen. I watch wrestling. That does, but there's not really many mixed mixed matches.
That was odd. It was male versus female.
That's very rare. You get that. Obviously, you get mixed tags, yes, but not 1-on-1, which is weird. But from a wrestling side, I quite liked it actually. It kind of reminded me of the Spanish wrestling because they wear the masks. Was it Mexican? No, sorry, Mexican wrestling, sorry. Oh, I'll be shocked about that. Yeah, I love the animation. I really liked, now, I know this sounds weird, but you know, like when he took his mask off, they just put lines across so you wouldn't know who he is, but you know who he is.
Yeah, if you notice at the end, they
They
it
did
to
it with
her
a nun,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah, when you find out who it is in the end, it's like, hold on, they put a black bar across her eyes.
Ah,
Who's that?
mystery
But he
solved.
realised, he was like, huh?
Yeah. I found it really weird. Now, the nun, when the older nun of the school, obviously the other nun ran off to do her wrestling. When she came back, she said, "Oh, you have to hit yourself for your sins." She just straight up smacked the old nun in the face. I was like, "What?" You noticed that? It's like, damn.
The thing that made me laugh though is when she noticed he brought a pervy magazine and quickly switched it to a magazine of Miss S on it quickly
Yes.
before anyone realised what he'd bought.
That was.
I don't know
funny.
what, I can't remember. Something happened to that magazine and I can't remember, and it was just weird. It's an odd little short film.
But I quite liked it, actually. I have to say, it made me smile at the end of it.
Mm. No, I do wish it was a bit longer and that they made more of it, but
Yeah.
it had.
Was it just a one-off thing? Because it was Kickstarter.
I think
Yeah,
is
it was
one
just
one-off.
yeah, because they only got just over their goal, so I don't think they got much more than that. So yeah, they've only done this and then have stopped.
Aw.
Oh, sad face. But at least we got to see that.
Mm.
Ah.
They gave away a lot of really cool stuff though. If you gave them money, it was just ridiculous. Some of the things they were giving. I think it was,
That's why if anyone's, at a loose end and they've got loads of money, don't know what to do with it, maybe good idea is to have a look through Kickstarter, because then you could get some really cool memorabilia as well as the actual, DVD.
Well, for $30 you got a poster, a physical DVD, a digital download in HD,
Oh, wow.
and a postcard, which was pretty nice. But if you were insane enough to pledge the full 10 grand,
What?
there's so much stuff I can't even read what they've got because the page is just covered in things. It's like, you get a special illustration by one of the artists in the style.
Wow.
You get original key frames. You get Masterman M's mask, a T-shirt. It's like so much, a making of DVD, special gold sponsors website card. I can't really read it.
Did anyone actually pledge the full 10 grand?
Let me have a look. 2 backers pledged $10,000 or more
Whoa.
and got the special editions.
Raw, wow.
Yeah,
They were hardcore.
Yeah, the one below is $2,000, which only had, I think, 5 spaces. I think quite a lot of people already got it. Oh yeah, all gone. 10 backers got that.
Wow.
Blu-ray copy of it, 2 digital downloads, PDF of the original character designs, background art, digital storyboard, illustration prints signed by the artists, special website credits, keyframe animation, pencil drawn original pictures. It's literally got pretty much everything.
Wow.
It's like ridiculous amounts of stuff. Which is quite nice when they actually give you quite a load of things back for what you've given them. So,
That's a whole lot of swag, but you got to have 10 grand lying around to do that.
Well, yeah, they got 201,000 out of when they needed 150,000.
Oh, they made a
Which
little
is
bit extra.
pretty good. But sadly, not enough for them to make an extra one.
Cool. And the last one on our list is good old Mewtwo Kazuke no Prologue, which is another story
Pokemon.
from the Pokemon series. Woo! Yeah, it's getting a bit complicated. You know when they go back and forward within time? This is basically set before Mewtwo meets Satoshi and his friends in the upcoming film storyline. So it focuses on Mewtwo's history. So that's good in a way, bit of background. How Mewtwo's goals in life and how it wants to become the strongest Pokemon. And I have to say, it really put me off the first few scenes where you're just looking at this little blonde dude, Virgil, he's working on a plane. This plane's like 3D, and it just looked so wrong on the 2D background. I was just
They
like,
didn't really put it in properly.
no, it looks so fake, didn't it? Like, literally, someone's just put that in the middle of the screen, and it's like, that shouldn't be there. Get rid of it.
Photoshop.
So bad as well, because you can see that they've put a lot of effort into the background colouring and the faces and everything, and then you got that eyesore there messing it up. It's like, was that necessary? You could have just drawn that in. No one cares about this 3D malarkey. If you're going to do it, just do it all 3D. Seriously. Anyway, yeah, back to the storyline. So following Anna, her Gramps, his Muland, Evie, and Virgil, and
all
they're
the
just...
Eevees.
Oh god, Evie's got his whole clan of different evolutions running around.
He's going to have a dilemma, because I know this sounds nerdy, but you're only allowed to have 6 Pokemon. There's a 7.
Yeah, I noticed there was a few missing.
Yeah. So he had to choose which ones he didn't want, but obviously got the new one coming out as well in October. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the fairy.
Yes.
Fairy?
The fairy type, yeah.
I forget the name
Yeah.
of it now. The one with all the bow ties and looks.
It's got to be something Eon or
Yeah,
well,
it
it's got
is.
to have
It
a
is.
name,
It is an Eon. Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
moving on. Yeah.
Well, it was just hilarious that this Eevee's leading all the Pokemon, which left me cracking up, literally. You know it's Pokemon, you can't really take it that seriously. You just see the hairstyles on some of these people. That bad guy, what the hell was his hair about? He looked like an Umbreon?
Obvious bad guy.
Yeah,
I know.
Umbreon hair.
Even
style.
Turned up.
Even-
Oh, I'm not suspicious or anything. Yes, you are. You're the only person so far who's turned up. You've got to be the bad guy.
I know.
Yeah, and it went black. Doesn't help you in any way.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like when he turned up, I was like, nailed it. Yeah, I knew you were going to be bad. So.
It was funny though when Anna, her Gramps and Muland fell down the cliff. I was like, the end. Waiting for the credits to roll. Oh, you fell, dumbass. And literally Mewtwo came along, and that's so convenient. Mewtwo lurking at the bottom of the cliff, literally. Yeah, so it's pretty much fight. Mewtwo chats to the Pokemon. The Pokemon actually freak out when they're like, why you're talking to us? And he's like, I don't need help from humans or you. So he's got a bit of a superiority complex, Mewtwo.
And also we saw his new form in this as well.
That's a big advertisement for the new Pokemon then.
Yeah.
Bye, Pokemon on the 2DS. Bye, Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, the 2DS, we'll get to that later on, but oh my, yeah. But I was, the new form, I just thought, wait, how did you transform? We talked about this. I thought you had to have a certain stone and you had to be controlled by a Pokemon trainer to do this. And I was like, what happened? Has the logic gone out the window? I really did.
Well, it's just
get that.
Mewtwo. Mewtwo gets everything.
That, yeah, I suppose is true. But
I just want the new Blaziken. That's all I want. That's just the best, the most ridiculous looking one next to, I can't remember what's the name of the other one, the electric one with the fabulous hair.
oh, I have no clue.
It's literally nearly all the Pokemon I had in previous games in my groups. So Blaziken and all the other ones. I was like, wow, they've upgraded all of them, but they've just given them fabulous haircuts, if that counts.
Fabulous, you say?
Yeah, fabulous haircuts. That's all they've got. It's just like ridiculous new haircuts. And
No,
everyone's
it's so stupid. I was just looking at him like, what the hell were you thinking?
Now Mewtwo's shrunk and now looks like a streamlined version of himself.
Yeah, he just looks like a kid. Even his voice changed to sound like a little bit a higher octave. You know, just like a child. I found that really weird because I've seen both Pokemon movies with Mewtwo in it, and he's voiced by a strong, dominant man. Like the second one he was in was voiced by Dan Green. So obviously, I'm going to associate Mewtwo with Yugi. You know.
That works.
That works, yeah. And then when I saw this, and it was like, I thought it was a child. I think it's a woman who voices Mewtwo, and I was like, I know that sounds bad, but I kind of it sounds terrible, but I kind of associated Mewtwo as Frieza from Dragon Ball Z, the Japanese.
Oh lol.
So I couldn't
Not that far off.
I couldn't take it seriously anymore. That sounds terrible.
Oh, damn it, you've made me look up all the megaforms now, and now I can't stop laughing. Absol now has wings. Ampharos, which is the electric one, which has now got the fabulous kind of 80s haircut. And Kangaskhan is not really an upgrade, it just means now the little baby in its pouch
Can
counts
hop
as a
out,
character
yeah.
as well. Yeah. Which is technically cheating.
Yeah, that's 2 Pokemon.
That means you
in
have
one.
2.
Yeah.
I think Blaziken's the only one that looks most ridiculous because now he's got huge head fins. It's like he's been crossed with Mudkip.
They might bring
Which
out.
makes sense.
They might bring out more though because they're slowly creeping up. I mean, it's out in 2 months' time, if that. Yeah, it's coming out.
What, the game?
Yeah, X and Y is coming out mid-October.
Well, you can ride certain Pokemon as well, if I remember rightly, through the game. There's been so many things popping up, which are just ridiculous. It's like, yeah, you can cuddle your Pokemon with Pokemon Ami, I think it's called, or you can ride your Pokemon like a horse instead of like some parts where you have a bicycle.
I just love the fact that on this website, Cerebi, they're all called Mega. Like Mega Blaziken and Mega Mewtwo.
So we haven't come up with a name yet. We'll just go with whatever we can find.
Blaziken doesn't look too bad actually. It's just his head.
Head fin.
Yeah. Lucario.
All the rest is that like they've just been made slightly more badass.
Yeah, I was
than
gonna
what
say Lucario looks badass. I really do think that. Mega Absol, Ampharos. Oh my God, he looks like an 80s rock star with the hair.
Yeah, that's why I love it. It's like his first evolution. They just shaved its hair off and put it on his head.
All of a sudden, I've got the final countdown in my head now. By Europe.
If I get X and Y, I am so getting all the Mega ones just if you have the most
dear.
ridiculous team. So yeah, I've got the fabulous team. Brilliant.
Oh gosh. Oh dear.
It's like lots of people have now come up with like mega forms for every single one now. It's like, yeah, that's just kind of silly.
They should do what they do with the. Have you seen the Pokemon merger thing where they merge?
Oh.
Yeah, they should do that with the. Like you said, make a website for it. So they have mega versions of all the Pokemon. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, and I thought there's a new sword Pokemon, isn't there?
What?
There's a Pokemon that's actually a sword.
I've heard about this.
Yeah, he's got an eye on the hilt, and he has a
He must be a steel type.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey. But yeah, I feel really bad because I'm cheating at the moment. I'm just looking and checking all of them. Cause I haven't played Pokemon in years. I suddenly have the edge to play it again.
To be honest, it is usually just the same story. I think. I mean, I've played majority of them. This one will be a whole new ball game that comes out in October. I'm really looking forward to it because what they did with the last few games is they kind of made it kind of 3D-ish. So like when you were travelling across the bridge, they'd like bird's eye view, or if you were going upstairs, you'd go round in the circle and look at all the environment. So I'm really glad that they put this into 3D, and it'll be really interesting just to see from that point of view. I know there's like you have to swing through vines as well. I saw from one of them. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I can see the one where you can ride a Pokemon across a plain. It's like a little deer Pokemon with grass around its neck. It's really odd. It's just they've just added like everything the fans asked for in like a second. It's like, yeah, we want this and that, and we want everything. Okay, we'll put it in the game. Okay, thank you. But yeah, you got mob battles as well, which I find amusing because now you can see all of them at once on the field in 3D, which is quite awesome. Oh, damn you, Pokemon! Bring a 10-year-old in me.
Damn you, Nintendo.
Oh yes, we were talking about the anime, weren't we?
Yeah, we kind of really sidetracked.
What did you guys think?
Yeah.
Typical Pokemon.
Yeah, it is typical. I'm glad it was the length it was, because I don't think I could watch any more of it, to be honest.
Mewtwo does stuff. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It just growls at you, growls at Pokemon, I don't trust humans, and just flies off again.
And it turns out to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
It's just really unsubtle about it.
Yeah.
There we go. If anyone wants to know the synopsis of the episode, that's it.
Yeah. pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
I think we should move on to games now. I think this is a good way of...
Yeah,
There's not much to say. Pokemon is Pokemon. You're gonna love it pretty much, no matter what.
Yeah.
So, if we move on to games that we've played, anyone?
I haven't, I will admit, I haven't played anything new. I haven't had time to.
I'm crying at trying to complete Shadow of the Colossus and realising how long this game is.
I tell a lie. I went to the Wonderful 101 event at MAD in London last week.
What's the game like?
It's really good, actually.
Yeah, did you try it?
I did. I tried it for about half an hour. The good thing is that you can play co-op with four people. So, like, me and my boyfriend, we played together because you have to work together as a team. Basically, you just the one we played was like the missions one, so it wasn't the storyline. But the missions is basically you defeat the enemies, but you work together as both teams. And the brilliant part about this is, like, Dan, who is part of the Nintendo Sport, I met him at the Monster Hunter event. He hosted this event, so he showed us all what to do. On the Wii Pad and on the control, you can make your own weapons. So if you did a straight line, you can make a sword. If you did a P, you could make a hammer or a gun. And if you made the S, you can make a whip.
It's Okami all over again.
But it was really good. I'm just trying to think. They were going to hold a tournament, but I don't think many people turned up on time. And by the time I left, I know it finished at 4. So I think, Aisha, you said there were people came in that they got a lot busier afterwards.
Yeah, I know people who turned up around 3:30 and it was jam-packed in there.
Yeah, I mean, when we got there, it was a nice, comfortable seat, and you could just pick any seat you wanted. And I did take photos of it. I just haven't had time to upload them yet. There's not many, though. I just took off people playing it, people on their Street Pass, on their 3DS Street Pass, and other stuff. The Maids of England were there. They were really friendly, and they gave me their cards, so if we ever want to go. And I know this sounds terrible, but I've never been served by the Maids of England before, so it was quite an honour.
I've never met them, so don't worry.
They were really nice,
love
actually.
You've met a whole new batch of maids, actually, because I've met them on loads of different events. But, yeah, you've met another round of maids. Like, I know the girl, Kelsey from Kimono Time was there. Abby Mills was one of them. And I think those are the only two that I knew, that I recognised anyway from the pictures.
There was 3, and there was also a guy who was dressed as the red, I forget the red 101 character. He was really cool. He was really
awesome.
They showed a picture of him on their page, and all I saw was the back of him.
Yes, I did take a full photo of him.
Good, because all we got was a picture of his bum. And I was kind of like, why are you adding this picture? This isn't very good advertisement.
It's a teaser. You have to go there to actually see him front, you know. But yeah, it's a really good game. I don't have a Wii U. There's so many games coming out that makes me want to buy a Wii U. Because Nintendo announced this week with Legend of Zelda, they're bringing out a bundle on the Wii U. As you could buy the game, or you can buy a Wind Waker pack, and you get a free Ganondorf figure. And I really want to get it, but I don't have a Wii U.
Oh, lol. It happens to the best of us.
It does, but they do have a bundle for the Wii. You can get a Wii U as well. And, you know, like the 3DS, they brought out Zelda. They had the
Gold DS?
on it. Yeah, it had the Triforce on it.
The problem is it's Japan exclusive.
No, they're bringing it out in the UK.
Oh, that's interesting. My friends will be going crazy over that.
I think in America they get a copy of the Historia, the Hyrule Historia book, but in the UK we get the Ganondorf figure. So that's not bad. So like I said, you can get with the game a bundle, or you can get the Wii U bundle console. So you get, I think on the gamepad and the Wii U pad, it's like has all designs of Legend of Zelda on it, which is really cool. And it's just making me think, damn you, Nintendo. I want to spend money again.
Yeah, well, it won't be on a Nintendo 2DS though, will it?
Oh, yes. This was announced the same day they brought out the bundle. Now, I have to admit, I liked the concept of, yeah, we're going to release it for 5 to 6-year-olds, but, I don't like the design. I really don't. I'm just imagining some poor child saying, oh, I got a 3DS, and then they fold it in half, and then...
It's a cheese wedge with screens.
It's an axe, if you just add a bit of wood to it.
That'd be quite amusing. Imagine if you did that in, like, Animal Crossing. You got out your Nintendo 2DS axe.
Oh my god, I don't think they do updates on Animal Crossing, but they should do that.
Oh, lol.
Instead of getting the golden axe, you get the 2DS axe.
If only there was a QR code for that.
Oh, someone will make one. Someone will make one. Probably someone
QR code. Here, have an axe. 2DS skin on.
Probably someone already has, but I don't think you can QR items, sadly. I think it's just more dresses and designs of everything. But, if they could, that would be amazing. But the funny thing is, if you search on... It's £110, isn't it? The 2DS.
I think so, yeah.
There are some places that... the 3DS you can get for less than that, even.
I think my friend got a second-hand one for something like 70 quid, but it was horrible condition. But yeah.
Fair enough. But I don't know. I saw a lot of videos on it afterwards. I was at college at the time when it was announced, so when I got home I watched the videos. It's like IGN covered it, and I think they gave a whole speech. I thought Reggie from Nintendo said, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna revolutionize kids who want to get into gaming, and this is the best way to do it if they don't want to play with a 2D, because obviously you can play DS and 3DS games on it. And I don't think game would sell. I know it's for the 3DS is for 7 and over, but I don't know. I think it's good, but I think it's a double-edged sword, really, for me. Personally, I can understand. It's coming out the same day as Pokemon as well.
Yeah, I think they're hoping that because they're selling it to the younger players that it will be their first console, and then they're obliged to buy Pokemon because Pokemon is a cash cow. It's a good game too, but it's a cash cow, so they can just bundle off both together. Now the question is, we don't know how it's going to sell. I mean, obviously it's new. It's come out 2 days ago now, and we're all kind of intrigued to see like how is it going to play out. I mean, I'd like to just get my hands on it and just have a feel for what it's like to press buttons and stuff, because the layout just looks so strange because they've moved the D-pad.
Yeah, I think, well, obviously when it came out, when the news came out, everyone damned it because it's the internet, someone comes out, oh, it's wrong, kind of thing. Xbox, it's true, but it would be interesting to try it. No doubt would they leave displays? Because I know in shops they have 3DSs for you to play. Whether they'll have a 2DS.
That's the question.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be one of those ones where you'll see other people play it, and that's how you'll probably see it. You probably won't be able to play it, but actually they have it at Eurogamer. You never know.
They might, depending if they'll get it there in time. Don't know if it's available yet.
No, that's true, but they might have like a prototype, because it should be near enough ready by that time. It'll be like a few weeks before. Or a month at least.
Will be fun to see, though.
Yeah, definitely. I want to check it out. And this week, we've got past guest returning, Moon, the famous Brony artist, and she's going to tell us a little bit about Buck, which happened last week in Manchester. Hey, Moon!
Hello.
So, what did you think of the British BronyCon?
It was a crazy amount of fun.
What did you do?
Well, went to the numerous panels they had. Where do I begin?
Say whatever you like. What, did you see any guests? What were the panels like?
Yeah, actually, the whole thing started off with the Summer Sun celebration, which was the night before, which was a lot of Brony musicians that just one big, massive party at night. Just apparently, it was, from what we were told, it literally blew the doors off the place. Because the place was on, I think they said, like, acoustic springs, and I guess we rocked it so hard the doors came off.
Oh, wow. That's a good sign.
Yeah, so there was that, and actually one of the voice actresses for the show was there, Michelle Creever, who does Apple Bloom.
Oh, yeah, she sings for Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. And she was there. She did a couple of performances.
Wow, that's pretty big in the Brony world, actually, having her there.
Oh yeah, and we actually had one of the writers there too, Cindy Morrow.
Oh yes, otherwise known as Bacon Sizzle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And did you find that there was a lot of questions about the series, or was it all very like light-hearted, like can you do impressions of, all that kind of thing?
It was a lot of it was questions about the series, like what would they maybe wanted to do, and what they thought of certain characters, or even what they thought of what the fandom does with some stuff. And then there was a few lighthearted questions. Didn't actually get a lot of asking them to do impressions. They kind of, if there was opportunity, they do an impression on their own.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty enthusiastic.
Yeah. And the audience was very enthusiastic too. They learned, well, the panelists and a lot of the staff learned not to mention the word fun, because anytime someone mentioned the word fun, the entire crowd would just start going, fun, fun, fun. Because it was to mimic the episode Too Many Pinkie Pies, where the entire town was covered in Pinkies going, fun, fun, fun. So a lot of the panelists were having to rephrase their wording so that the whole audience didn't start doing that.
Oh, then you wouldn't get anywhere with anything.
It's like the buzzword of the day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And there was a lot of other good things, like the vendor hall. Saw a lot of great artwork there.
Did you have any of your artwork on there?
No, I didn't. This is only the second convention I've ever been to.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah. And actually, it's also the second pony convention I've ever been to, so I've had nothing but, the Brony Con experience. But yeah, I kind of wanted to get a look just to see, how it's done and what typically sells before I made a decision to try selling anything myself.
Ooh, would you be interested in doing a panel next time?
I actually would be. I'm not sure what I would talk about, but
I don't know. I guess what inspires you to do your art and how other people can get into it without feeling like, I don't know. How do you feel? Do you get like lots of lovely, encouraging comments? Do you get a lot of, why are you drawing about ponies? What's the kind of general response?
I was actually kind of afraid when I first started that I was going to get a lot of responses of, why are you drawing ponies? What I expected, but it was actually not what I got. I actually started getting a lot of positive responses, and actually a lot more people started taking notice of what I was doing.
See, I think you could give a really good motivational talk from your own experiences, which would be good for other budding artists.
Yeah, actually, I do kind of have my own little story, I suppose, of how I kind of went from just this little sour artist to a very, being much happier with what I do, and how other artists shouldn't fall into the same trap I did.
Well, loving your art is key to everything you do, I guess.
Definitely.
I remember I met at one of the London Anime Con, which happened recently. I met an artist called Liam Shalou, and he is established comic artist, and he does loads of more like Marvel kind of like Gundam type things. But he did a whole section on My Little Ponies, and I actually went to him, why the sudden change? And he went, ponies sell, people love it, and I get so much credit for it. He was like, I'm more like comments on my brony art than everything else I do, and I was like, wow. He was like, I've not actually watched it, but I'm tempted to. He was like, you know, kind of gives me more of an idea for characters and, you know, poses for the ponies and stuff. So that was like a really, like, I was really surprised with that impression, but he was like, yeah, must be good if everyone loves it.
Yeah, that's ever since I started drawing pony, I went from hardly any views or anyone following me on DeviantArt to just a lot. And I mean, of course, drawing ponies is some of the most fun stuff I've ever done. So, but yeah.
Is there a particular moment you enjoyed at ButtCon? Because obviously it's really hard, because I've just come back from a convention and you kind of think about it and think, yeah, that happened, and I forgot that happened. And
yeah.
It's just like these recurring memories just hit you, and like, oh gosh.
Yeah, it's like after you come back from it, you can't remember everything you've done, and it's. I'm trying to remember some of the more memorable stuff that occurred.
Was there anything that you specifically came to Buck to see?
Honestly, not really. I actually just came for the whole experience.
Yeah.
Because the first one I'd ever gone to was Galacona, Germany, and it was a first-time con. It was only about 300 or 400 people, and the venue was really small. And I mean, I had a lot of fun then too, but I knew that at the same time, last year Buck was also going on. I heard it was a little bit bigger, and I wanted to try for a bigger convention. So
in comparison, this was a lot bigger, flashier?
Actually, this convention was a lot bigger. I think what was their numbers this year? It was over 1,000 people showed up.
Ooh.
That's pretty successful, yeah.
Yeah.
That's about the same for Iacon, I think, as well. But I think we weren't in a hotel, we were just all spread out, so you couldn't see as many people. So 1,000 people in a hotel, yeah, it's pretty much different from 400 people.
Yeah, it was fun to walk through Manchester and just, even if you're just touring around, you could every once in a while just like spot a brony in the crowd somewhere.
Yes, you can pretty much. Yeah, there's I know someone told us there was it Greetings? He said there's a meeting in Greenwich in London every month where there's a whole bunch of bronies that come together and go watch a film that comes out each month. So there is quite a lot. I mean, now and then if I head off shopping up in London or whatnot, I do see at least one brony, because they'll either have a shirt or they'll have a bag or a badge or something to indicate that they are a fan of the show. And I really like that because, as we talked about, like the hiding the fact you are a brony, I'm kind of glad now that people are coming out and just saying, oh, I'm a brony and I'm proud of it.
I don't know, with me, when bronies first came out and I was seeing a lot of actually flyers for Buck at LAC about 2 years ago, I'd never heard of bronies. Everyone was happily talking about it, saying we're a brony, and there's also something called Pegasister, and I was like, oh wow,
oh yeah,
cool. And they're happy to talk about it. I don't know, I didn't get much of the hidden bronyism.
No,
it's mostly over the internet. People just don't like to admit it.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why.
I think it's because with the stigma of it's a girl show and guys are watching it. I think that's what it is. But there are some people, it's like Alex said, it's internet, and some people won't get over that, and you're just gonna have to deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
I think just scared of the response you get, because on the internet you could get any response. When you talk to people in real life, they're more likely to be nicer to you and understanding compared to the animosity of the internet.
Internet, no one can see you.
Yeah, actually, when a lot of people were outside the convention hall, we would actually have, I would hear people coming up to, that were walking by, coming up to the people attending and just asking, what is this? What's this all about? And actually, several would walk away very interested and said, you know what, I'm going to watch this show now. It sounds very interesting. And, maybe come to the con next year.
Then
So, hopefully we've added a few people to the herd for...
I was going to say, they've done their job.
Future conventions. I actually think another memorable experience we had was National Geographic was there filming for a day.
Really?
Yeah, they wanted to... I don't know what the show was called. I don't think the guy ever mentioned it. But, yeah, he was, he wanted to spend time with bronies for a day, and the host actually really got into it. And during the cosplay contest, the host of the show actually dressed up as Big Macintosh and joined the cosplay contest.
Oh, wow. That's in the spirit of
That's
things.
brilliant.
Yeah, he pretty much proclaimed by the end of the day that he was the newest brony, so...
Oh. Converted. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So then, are there many brony conventions in the Netherlands then, where you are?
No, there's a group that meets every couple months. I haven't gone to it in quite a long time, but yeah, usually they get quite a lot of people. Usually, want to say, I think last I checked the number they got, because I still get messages from them. Usually around 100 will show up.
Oh wow, and that's like regular meet as well.
Yeah,
Wow.
but there's no convention meetings. So really, the only two anywhere close to here really is Buck and Galacon. But I know in France they also have Brony Days, which I think is actually coming up soon.
Are you tempted to go?
If it wasn't, I wanted to, but it was too close. Because I wasn't sure if I would be able to go to another one this year, and then I found out, it's like, I think it's not long from now, so I'm not going to have enough time, so I wanted to, but not going to be able to.
Important question. Are you going to be doing any future My Little Pony cosplay?
I've been thinking about it. Actually, last year during Galacon, I wanted to cosplay as Vinyl Scratch, but I didn't get stuff together in time.
I love Vinyl Scratch. I've seen so many cosplays of her, and I was like, I really want to do the version of that, because they just go around just with music. I have actually seen someone and had all the gear on, and they just had like, those bags with the the speakers on it. They literally just plugged in their dance music, just walking around, just nodding their heads. It was just amazing.
Yeah, we had a couple of those at the convention, and they'd always just stand out in the main hall, and there'd always be music going, usually people dancing around them. It was really great. But yeah, for cosplay, I definitely want to do it next year for sure. I'm just trying to think of what I'm going to do.
I have to say, at Iacon, they did have a stand, a couple of stands based on My Little Pony stuff, which was really good. They had like exclusives from San Diego Comic-Con as well, which I was really impressed with. And there was a girl there. She wasn't there at the event, but her friend was selling bracelets on her behalf, and they were like all the colours of each of the main ponies, and they had a symbol like as a charm bracelet attached to it, which is really good. And I bought a Fluttershy one, and it's really nice. And I have to say, the skill that went into it is just amazing. But it's good that how many people are inspired to make stuff from it, like you, because you draw art. But there are other people who make stuff from it, like the ears and the wings and even the costumes, which is really good. It just shows.
Oh, and the light up eyes and stuff. Really hardcore electronics involved.
Gosh, yeah.
Oh yeah, the cosplay contests that they had were just some of the most gorgeous
Oh.
outfits I've ever seen.
Did they have like the ball dresses?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
oh yeah, like one of them was Twilight's coronation dress, and it was of course, a human form, but it looked absolutely perfect.
Oh, wow.
And it was just, oh yeah, and then someone had done an armored Luna that was just...
Cool.
Oh, wow. I'd love to have seen that.
In competition with Alex, of course.
Yes.
Armor probably beat me by a mile.
Our armor queen is Alex, yes.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna regret that from now on.
It's like after seeing those cosplays too, like the quality of them, you're just like, oh, there's the bar. I cannot go far below that without just feeling horrible.
Oh, you did it for fun, though. I mean, I've seen human variations of the ponies at conventions, and as long as they're having fun and they're enjoying it, it doesn't really matter. It's straight away, you can look at them and you go, ah, yeah, that's Rainbow Dash. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's Applejack.
That's
straight away.
Black, yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think the biggest part of it too is getting into it. Like, even if the cosplay, wasn't as expensively made, as long as they're really kind of getting into it and really kind of playing out their character and having fun with it, it really does make it seem all that much better.
I'm just imagining the heat at Buck and all these bronies in big, massive, furry suits.
It's, well, I haven't been in the fursuit, but I have been in, like, full costume on a hot day, and it does get very warm, yes.
It's murderous.
Oh, yeah, you would, yeah, because you're in a suit.
Oh, God, Alex knows about it.
I think the world record so far is 3 hours in a suit.
You've done
or
well.
anything full body. Yeah. It's just when the more people that turn up, the harder it gets. And I've seen people do a whole day in a fursuit and think, how are you alive?
Oh, yeah.
How are you still walking around? I give up after 3 hours and I'd have to, like, get changed into a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and wander around because it's so hot. Oh. But I congratulate them for putting all the effort in, though. It's just ridiculous sometimes.
But
Yeah, during this...
oh, no, I was going to say, but seriously, just cosplay whoever you want. Don't worry about competition and whatnot. As long as you enjoy it, like Aisha said. That's the main thing.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed I was having a look at the community guests for Buck, and there were just tons and tons of musicians that turned up. What was the music like? It sounds like you even had, actually, someone from Netherlands coming, just doing beats, really, for breakdancing and glow sticks and whatever.
Yeah. The music was all kinds of varieties. We had anywhere from... we had some dubstep, trance, we had some acoustic, and just really all different kinds. Just really any variety of music you could think of, because, I mean, I know the music community is extremely diverse, and about every one of them was represented at Buck, so...
Are you going
Very creative community. Wow, there's just so much going on here.
I know that, I mean, I saw the game. I know one of my friends, Masako X, he was there at the event.
Oh, yeah. I had my 3DS there the whole time doing Street Pass, and I got about 6 hits on it.
Yay! It must have been brilliant for you. You must have got the whole continent, all the continents on the UK there.
Oh, yeah. I hit them, like, in the first day. It was like...
Aw.
Yeah, here in the Netherlands, you get maybe 1 Street Pass a year, and then went there, and it was like, oh,
I was
wow.
going to say,
Every 10 minutes street pass.
yeah, cons and events are brilliant for street passes. I sorry, hands down, yes. The best place to complete all your puzzles, complete all your games, yes.
Masako X was there. He actually did, Eileen Monty did a blind script reading,
I saw
which was just absolutely
I
hilarious.
did see a clip of it on YouTube, and it sounded really good. It was really amazing.
I had another question. Yes, what game are you playing at the moment on your DS?
On my DS. I actually haven't played my DS in a while. The last game I had in it was Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
You're just like me. You're a Street Pass fiend.
Yeah. handhelds, sometimes I have a hard time finishing a game on a handheld, whereas on PC or console, I'll play it to the end. I'll play it to death. But yeah, with the handheld, I might finish it, or it might take me a long time.
Oh, speaking of handhelds, what do you think about the new Nintendo 2DS?
I'm wondering why. I heard about that, and I'm thinking that can't be real. You know you can turn the 3D off on the 3DS, right?
Well, apparently it's for like the younger generation, and I can understand that, but the way they've done the design, I just don't understand why they've moved the D-pad. It's the most strangest thing I've ever seen. It's like having almost like a tablet for a child, because you can't fold it either, can you?
No, yeah, it's all one unit. It's very
strange.
They've also made it cheaper than the 3DS as well.
Yeah,
so
it's
just in case.
£110, I think, right?
£110.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I guess the only reason I can think they did that is not everyone wants the 3D feature on it, and I guess they shouldn't have to pay for it, but...
You turn it off. Exactly what you said, Moon. You literally press the off button.
I never even use my 2D. I probably use it once or twice, but never really use it all the time. I just have it off. Unless I catch my finger in it, but that's it.
The joys of 3DS owners.
Yeah.
Are you tempted, Alex, since you don't have one?
I am, but
go on.
The price will not go down, and it's getting on my nerves.
Buy it.
I've been sitting here going, I'll just get a Wii U.
Buy a used one.
Oh, yeah, that would do, definitely.
I'll wait till Christmas, get a Wii U, and then wait next year for the cheap PS4. And that's all I'm gonna be able to afford, is just wait for all of them to drop.
Good point. Moon, what console is going to be your buy? Are you going to be PS4, a Wii U, or the Xbox One? Or neither?
I will probably go PS4.
Yeah!
Yay!
Yeah. Sony Pro.
Yeah, I've gotten all the PlayStations ever since the first one, so...
Yes, join the club!
Yay. I don't get all which team is it, but yeah, I tend to stick with the PlayStation over Xbox.
Lol, I bought Sega until it liquidated, and then I went over to the Sony side. Because I couldn't do much more, could I? Oh, sad. I miss you, Sega.
Sega.
Oh, I only had the Mega Drive.
And a Master System.
You had...
Oh, it was like the Mega Drive and the PS1 were the only systems I could access at my time. So.
PS1 was a good one, and so was the Mega Drive, and Master System, I think, became before my Sega Saturn, I believe.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh. I'm waiting, for them to do some My Little Pony inspired games, actually. Where we know a couple of people on the UK Equestria forum who are working on a brony game, a card game called Outflanks, which seems quite interesting in the way of I can't tell if it's going to be on the PC or if it's going to be physical cards.
I'm not sure about that one. I know there's an official card game that's coming out. I know they've been beta testing it at several conventions.
Oh, cool.
And then I heard I can't remember what game company it is, but I remember Hasbro had not long ago partnered up with a game company to hopefully make some pony games. But I know a lot of the community is making a lot of games as well. In fact, at Buck, there were several game demos that the community was making. I didn't really get in to see many of them because they're for the demos they were almost always taken. But yeah, from what I could see, a lot of them were looking really interesting.
And so, for your next convention, what will be the highlight for you? You're going to focus on panels, voice actors, comics,
Dealer's room,
or your own input?
Well, I tend to go to the panels. That's usually my primary thing, but it always depends on just who's going to be there. So, yeah. And I mean, I'm not sure what I'm doing next year personally. I might might try to bend. I might even try to find a way to get a panel somehow, but
that won't be a problem.
Well, I mean, not only as an artist, but I'm also working on a fan-made movie. I'm part of a Journey of the Spark team, too. So I keep thinking if I can convince my director to try to convince them at Buck to let us have a panel over there.
Oh, that would be pretty awesome. We definitely want you back on to talk to us about that.
Definitely, yes.
Cool. Any more questions, guys?
Would you? Well, if you had the money, just for example, because we'd love to go to America and go to the cons. Would you go to the? I forget the name of the American BronyCon. Is it BronyCon? I'm not sure. I
Actually,
it might be
think it is BronyCon. Would you go to that?
I would love to go to BronyCon.
Yes, it's called BronyCon.
I totally will.
Would you have to Google it quickly?
Totally.
From what I've seen, because from the documentary I've seen, it looks really good, and even I'd love to go there one day just to see. I mean, I'm not a, I am a brony, but I'm not a full-fledged one. I haven't seen all the episodes and whatnot. But even then, I just think, God, I have to go there one day and see what it's like.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get there, but the sheer number of people they bring in every year is just astounding, and all the, and of course they get all the voice actors in and the writers and.
Oh, it's just easier to transport them there.
Yeah.
Cheaper as well. Actually, we missed it. It was the 2nd to the 4th of August was BronyCon.
Oh, so it was the beginning of the month. So yeah, definitely missed it. Next year.
They had Maddie Peters, which was Scootaloo? Scootaloo, yeah. She was there recently. Zekora.
Oh, yes.
So Brenda Critchlow, she was there. And... you had G.M. Barrow, who is the author behind the upcoming series of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. And, oh wow, you had loads. You had writers. Oh god, you got loads and loads and loads and loads. Wow, this page is never ending. You had so many. Wow, and they're all like really young as well. I didn't expect them to be like 13, 12. All these voice actors. Wow.
I think because it's the like, oh god, I forgot, like the little ponies, like Scootaloo and gone blank again.
the Cutie Mark Crusaders.
The one, yes, the Cutie Mark Crusaders. That's the one.
Apple Bloom was there. Oh, she was there. Michelle Craver as well. Snips, Stephen Magnet.
Lee Tokar, yeah.
Yeah. Lee Tokar. Oh god, you just had. Wow. Yeah, obviously it's a grander scale, and plus everyone's available to come down. Wow, that would definitely be something to check out. I think we need to go, guys. Seriously, we check it out.
Or go to Buck.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Well, okay, we can't afford America right now, but let's start small, guys. Since Manchester's within reach, we can do Buck, perhaps.
Start at the bottom ladder, work our way up,
Yeah, man, I can style out a green mohawk. Yeah, I can cosplay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be quite cool. Awesome. So, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, Moon. And we had loads of fun finding out about Buck, and we're really interested in trying it out hopefully next year. Or maybe we can see you and catch you for your panel, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely try to go next year. It's each year it seems to get bigger and better. So if it was an amazing time this year, it's going to be even more so next year.
Yeah, it's going to be off the hook. And so that. Thanks so much for talking to us.
So thank you very much, Moon.
Thanks.
Thank
Coming
you.
on. Great.
Nice to talk to you.
So now question time. Dun 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 dun. So let's see. We have
a countdown now.
yeah, countdown to questions.
Oh,
So we got two nice ones. We have, would you girls ever consider doing a live podcast at a convention like the Geek Show did at KitterCon? And that's from Little Geeky Cosplay. Yeah, we've been talking about doing a live podcast for a while now. I would prefer a bigger venue, but then again, noise. That's our problem. That's the only problem I have. I'm gonna get rid of the noise.
It can be done, obviously. I mean, I think most of the cons cover that anyway, and a lot of people record it, so sound wouldn't be an issue. As long as we had like microphones each, we could easily just talk about anything. I'd love to do it at KitterCon. I really, really would. I think UK Anime did it. Did it at AMI. No, at Aya, just gone. And I don't know if they did it at Kita last year or the year before. I forget. I'd love to do a live podcast at Kita, Minami, Ami. Listen, if any of you guys are listening, please, we would love to do a show. I mean, I go to all the events, as many as I can, and no doubt Aisha, Alex, and Oren will be happy to join me and do a live show for everyone, and that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Defo, please PM us on Facebook, Twitter, email, whatever. Just get in contact with us.
Facebook, yes, Facebook.
We'll do something
Or
together.
if you're friends with me, just PM me on my Facebook if you want.
Cool. And the next question is, what is the longest gaming session you girls have had?
Oh,
Whole day.
And that's from Yuen Honung. Sorry.
I say a whole day, 'cause that's the only time I can, like, ridiculously last.
I know, I'm terrible. I'm one of these people, I don't spend all day on computers. I have a short attention span when it comes to computer games. But the longest I've ever spent was Bioshock Infinite, and I think I spent 7 hours straight on it. And I think it was more, I progressed a lot, but I also died a lot, so it was more
Frustration.
Yeah, and
I think I'm trying to think how long a game is, so I don't really know how I lasted the whole day.
I think it depends. Like RPGs, obviously you can carry on forever on that because you level up. But with Bioshock, with it being like a 28-hour game with that, so I pretty much covered most of it in one sitting.
Oh, I know why I lasted a day. It was Halo. Multiplayer. We completed the entire game and then we just sat on multiplayer for the whole day.
How about you, Aisha?
I think back in the days of the good old Sega Saturn, I had this one particular game called Dragon Force, and the issue was I loved it. It was strategy. It was kind of like Dynasty Warriors, but a bit more strategical, and there was a lot of drama in between and stuff, and you can actually recruit loads of different characters. And I was so obsessed because I'd never played a game like this before, and being an RPG fan, I think I made it my mission to finish the game with every single captain you could use, and I think there was like, to begin with, there's like 6, but then you can unlock 9. I didn't know that, obviously. And one day I decided to do like the last 2 captains in one day, and I think I literally gamed for definitely along the lines of 18 hours. And with breaks, because the Sega Saturn used to overheat, so I used to have to turn it off. I mean, not turn it off physically, but I would have to like put a fan over it. Save it, and occasionally if it crashed, I would take the disc out, clean it, put it back in, the fan, and then it would start again, and without actually turning the machine off, so I actually played as long as I could. And back then, I think on a weekend, I would happily just spend my whole day doing that. And then if it's a Saturday night, you're sorted, because then you've still got Sunday to recover, or wake up and game on again. A lot of the annoying JRPGs, as much as I love them, you move 2-3 steps and then you get a monster. There was another game I played, Albert Odyssey. I was at the end of the game, but you're in a labyrinth and you need to find your way to the big boss. I can't tell you, this game, I think before I snapped and stopped playing it, I must have done it definitely 2 days on the trot with a few breaks, because obviously when you get that frustration of you're dying or you can't find it, you just need to walk away before you actually break the console, throwing it on the wall or something. And it was hilarious. I got back to it. I refused playing it. After that 2-day stint of trying to get to the end, I stopped playing it for over a year. And then one day I just randomly looked at the case and my brother was like, "You never finished that game. Let's have a look at it again." I just turned it on. I don't know what I did. The first door I walked through, I got to the last boss, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why couldn't I have done this a year? This is the problem. I tell you right now, as much as you love gaming and you can just get sucked up into it, you really need to just turn it off after a while, and then look at it from fresh eyes, like a few days later. Because literally, you miss out on the smallest things just because you're sleep deprived or frustrated or whatever. So yeah, that really pissed me off. It was a great ending though, because I'd been lost in that labyrinth for so long. I was like level 90 or something. So monsters, I just killed them all in like one hit. But it was just the frustration of every time I was looking around, monster every second. So it was like, oh wow, that was so satisfying. But wow, I think I was a bit like, I want to start over again. Oh no, not again! Not this hell again! Yeah. Gotta love JRPGs. Serious. Yeah. And that is all for question time.
No, we have a few more on my Facebook.
Oh, have a look. Hello. We do. Yes. Okay, so someone asked something. Okay, let me just read it again. I need to physically go to Harriet's page.
Do you want me to read them out? Because I've got them here.
Oh no, I had one right here. The one about Scotland. There we go. What do you think of Scotland Love's anime lineup, and how likely would it be to see any of these movies elsewhere? And that was from Luke Nelson. And I'm going to have a look at the lineup.
I've looked at it, and I have to say, it's a really good lineup. Especially with all 3 Evangelions playing. Oh, the recent ones that you were talking about.
There's a new Evangelion as well, isn't there?
What's that, Alex, sorry?
Perfect Blue before Evangelion. A lot of people are just going to have a really crappy night after all that.
Oh, I love Perfect Blue. I heard they were going to do like a revamped version.
Oh, they're doing the Blu-ray.
So that's all of that depression in like one sitting.
Brilliant, man. It's brilliant.
I must have run away. Yep.
Evangelion soul-destroying hour. Well, longer than an hour. You'll be there for ages watching those.
Oh, there's a good one that we've seen, Hunter x Hunter, the movie.
Yes.
We like that one. Perfect. Oh, I'm sorry, Perfect Blue. I'll be so happy with that. Evangelion. It's not my. I like it, but I don't love it. But I know that would be Oren's vote. She would be like,
like
yes.
Evangelion.
Back to back. Oh, you've also got the Edinburgh one underneath.
So they've got Glasgow. It's Scotland basically, but Steins Gate the movie. I love.
Oh yeah, we watched Fuse.
Yeah, did we? Yeah, we did. That's what I was thinking about. We watched Fuse. Yeah.
They've got Aura as well, The Garden of Words, and also on both of the film settings, they've got a mystery film. So
Oh, nice! I'd like that. I do love mystery stuff. It might be old, might be new, might be anything.
In regards to it being, what was it? Would it be like this? It depends on. It's advertising, it's mainstreaming, really. I mean, because we have them here in London as well in one of the theatres, but in the Mall, you know, there's a cinema there. I know I've been to a few films there. I cannot for the life of me remember, but it is hard. Say like, I don't know, in Wales do they do it? I don't know. I know Scotland and England are the main ones for showing anime movies. Akira was the last one they showed here. Poppy, the new Studio Ghibli, they're showing that in certain cinemas in London at the moment.
Yeah, on the hill, Poppy on the hill. Yeah. So that one is actually being shown at Prince Charles Cinema.
Andrew from Anime Limited, he fought for Cyborg 009 to be released in the UK, and it worked, and they promoted it in a few cinemas. They only showed like a few screenings, but that worked. It's advertising, it's mainstream, it's basically getting it out there, which is hard actually, because with anime, you know, some people, it has become more popular in the last 10 years. I mean, when it first began, people thought, oh, it's like those dirty movies that you watch, but now it is, you know. When I started watching it,
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
the other thing, that's the you think of anime, you just think of that, you know, which is terrible.
That dreaded DVD.
No, it's VHS.
No, there's a DVD of it. I accidentally bought it thinking it was a fantasy series and realised hard way that was extremely wrong. Yeah. Yeah. I returned that quite quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the power of advertising, mainstream mainly. It'd be nice to see them around the country, because I know a lot of people can't make it to Scotland or to London. You know, it's bad for stuff like that. Because I know how awesome it is to watch. Like, I know it sounds terrible, I remember when I first saw Pokemon for the first time in the cinema. I was like, oh wow, this is amazing, and that was really popular. That was at cinemas all around the country. Yeah, it's difficult, that one, really.
I'm still waiting for Tiger and Bunny film to come out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tiger Bunny. Part 4 has been released on DVD, so loads of people are getting excited.
Because I think it's 2 films, beginning, and there's another one coming out as well, which looks pretty awesome. But yeah, that, and I think America, they had a big showing of Madoka. Can't remember if they had the showing of that film. Probably. I love it they put down Ghost in the Shell Arise is probably going to be their mystery OVA because they can't think of any others.
Oh lol.
So it's just like, Ghost in the Shell Arise. That's fun. That's close enough. But yeah. No, there needs to be more films released, but there's not. I can't think of any off the top of my head at the moment that have been released.
I remember when Yu-Gi-Oh! The last movie that was released, they were only in certain cinemas in the UK. One was in Greenwich, and that was the one I went to. Even Pokemon now, they go straight to DVD.
Yeah, because it just saves them on money because they know they probably won't get much because they'll only release it to certain cinemas. So they don't get much revenue, so it's easy just to go straight to DVD now.
It sounds quicker as well.
Oh, which is sad. Need more movies.
If we go to the last, we have another question. What is the ultimate event that you'd want to go to?
Yes, DragonCon.
DragonCon. But Oren's beaten me to it.
Yeah, Oren's made out. It's quite cool, so we're all interested in that.
Next week, letting us know what happened. Yeah, I'd love to go to DragonCon. I didn't know about it until not too long ago, and now that's just overtaken Comic-Con. I just want to go to DragonCon. No,
Well, we'll never get San Diego Comic-Con because the tickets sell out far too quickly for any of us to get. Yeah. Well, DragonCon is also closer to us, which is nice, and seems to have a lot mixed things going on. A lot more sci-fi stuff as well, and
so it's
yeah, it looks a lot more fun.
Yeah.
More video
It's
cameras.
a bit like Expo, but a lot bigger, really. I know people will be saying, "Oh, don't compare it," but
Yeah,
that's just an example in regards to they have various bits, like you said, the gaming, sci-fi, and anime. aspects to it.
You have more options
Yeah.
to look around at different media. Other than just being stuck there, like, oh, there's only certain stuff here and it's really small and not much for us to do. But no, Dragon Con, I think it's in a hotel, like in most American cons, which is what we don't really have much in the UK.
And Minami,
We-
they're both in hotels. Aya and Ami are more university based, so it's all spread out. Fushiko and Fuyuko were in a hotel as well, and Alcon is Alcon in a hotel? I forget. I have no clue.
Yes, it is. It's in a university, and the dorms are all there, and it's kind of like in your own little village. I was just thinking back to the good old days when I dragged my brother down to my first ever like comic book convention. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like central London in a hotel, and it was just 2 massive rooms just full of merchandise you could buy, like comics. And I remember I just went in there particularly just to find manga, and that's where I bought all my Mermaid Saga stuff done by the author of Inuyasha. That's it, yeah. So I remember that was just the most, it was so packed and claustrophobic. Back then it was, this was something that was really popular, because I don't think MCM was around back then. That was many, many years ago. Wow. When I think back to them, that convention doesn't exist anymore. It wasn't really literally come here, buy and swap comics, and that was cool. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just really impressed by Dragon Con. It's 6-level hotel of ridiculous.
Oh wow, 6 levels?
Yeah, I'm going for the
Crikey.
floor plan as a whole on the exhibition level, embassy level, conference level, ballroom level, and yeah, all levels. Yeah, it's like 4 or 6 floors, all separate. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. And it gives you a list of all the hotels nearby as well.
Hotel nearby.
Yeah, there's 5 here. So you've got the Hyatt, Atlanta Marriott, Hilton, Sheraton, and Peachtree, which is pretty awesome that they give you all that.
One day.
Oh. It's like everything I want in one place. It's so awkward to get to.
Better start saving, girl.
Oh my god, they even tell you how many hotel rooms are available. That's pretty awesome. In each hotel,
Yeah,
it's
they
like,
do
yeah,
that
do you want
for
a single, double, triple, quad? Sorry, sold out.
They'll give you special discounts as well. They'll give you 10% off. Though Keaton next year will be held at the Hilton.
Oh, cool.
So,
Just awesome.
yeah, I think it's...
That's gonna be very dear.
It's not bad. I mean, if you're sharing a double...
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
exactly.
You're better off to share, yeah.
Oh gosh, we're just.
They even have their own TV channel.
I think we're
Dragon Con TV will be available in all 5 host hotels. Fair! Why isn't there anything like this in the UK?
Yeah,
It's like we get Expo, and Expo's just a cluster of things
yeah.
shoved in a big exhibition hall.
Space might be a bit better this time in October.
I can't. I just feel like I really want to go here so I can laze around for like a weekend in a really awesome place. Oh, damn!
She goes
Run.
and raises the fist in the air.
Let me go!
There will be a point where we have to do this. I mean, I think
I'm gonna have to try and save up money for all of us to go. Yeah, she said she's made a lot of friends there as well, which is quite awesome. And the cosplay's more varied, so it's pretty fun.
It's going to be on a grander scale of anything that we've ever been to. for
They
sure.
have a parade, which is awesome. They have a parade where they go around the street A huge print
Whoa, really?
in what you do is you go by, I think it's by series or franchise.
Wow.
You get all grouped up and you just walk along, like wave at crowds and things in a big parade. Looks awesome. And then you've got like really hardcore fans who turn up in like vehicles from series and things. It's just insane.
So shall we make this now that we try and make
It's like the whole-
Gen Con for one of
The whole
these?
place is taken for the whole weekend.
Oh gosh. So many cons to go to next year already.
One
DragonCon
year-
and Buck.
And Kita ran
Amber.
3 weeks in between. Oh gosh. Yeah, an expo.
Got LFCC and Eurogamer.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
Amico.
And
And the
Hyper.
next Hyper, probably
Yeah.
when it turns up.
Oh god, we really need to win the lottery or something. 'Cause or, even better, invite us so we could do a live podcast.
We've got a whole long list of events.
Blatant advertisement, I know, but you never know.
We'll
Indeed, I
advertise you
agree.
all.
You never know.
You might get one. Oh.
Cool. I believe that's the last of all the questions. So we've come to the end of the show. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Please do tell your friends about us if they're into anime, manga, games, or whatnot. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, everything at Anime UK Show. So please carry on giving us your feedback and comments. We'd love to hear what you think. So this is bye from us. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
www.wearearcade.com